The Minnesota Importance Questionnaire, MIQ, revised in 1967 and involves a 210-item pair comparison measure designed to measure 20 relevant vocational need dimensions, or conditions important to job satisfaction, with an identified fifth grade reading level. The statements utilized to represent the 20 vocational needs include ability utilization, achievement, activity, advancement, authority, company policies and procedures, compensation, coworkers, creativity, independence, moral values, recognition, responsibility, security, social services, social status, supervision, variety, and working conditions. Accordingly, the statements above are paired with every other statement with 190 pairs, where the individual is asked to choose the statement in the pair that represents the more important characteristic of their ideal job. However, for the last 20 items, the individual is required to make an absolute judgment based on whether that item is important or not. The MIQ is a self-administered paper and pencil measure which takes about 30 to 40 minutes. The facilitator is encouraged to ensure that the individual fully comprehend the instructions through inquiring about answering one question, promoting honesty, and asking about the meaning of an ideal job. Every question is intended to be answered. In addition, there may be a tendency for individuals to complain about repetitiveness, which could be addressed prior to completion of the instrument. Importantly, individuals are encouraged to answer questions quickly in order to indicate their true answer. Scoring involves scale value ranges from -2 to +2, where scores above 0 imply important needs and scores below 0 indicate unimportant needs. Scores are not compared to norm groups and measured solely by the individual's response. The total circular triad, or TCT score, indicates the logical consistency that an individual responds to the MIQ items, and highlights factors that may invalidate an individual's profile, such as random responding, lack of familiarity with occupational resources, and instability of vocational needs. The theory of work adjustment indicates that an individual's satisfaction in an occupation can be predicted from patterns of vocational needs and the reinforcer system of that occupation. The MIQ profile measures vocational needs, while the occupational reinforcer patterns provide measures of reinforcer systems of that occupation, with identified 81 jobs that are available. Individual results will indicate job title, the ORP, cluster of that job, which means the occupational reinforcer pattern, as well as prediction of the level of satisfaction that an individual will achieve in the occupation. Due to self-report nature of the MIQ, validity depends on full cooperation by the individual. Vocational rehabilitation counselors can use the MIQ in order to narrow down the range of job possibilities in order to maximize job satisfaction. The main purpose of the MIQ assists with vocational planning. The computer report of the MIQ is designed to facilitate the search for need reinforcer correspondence or groups of jobs that the individual is likely to be satisfied. In addition, collating the previously mentioned job groups with the individual's ability correspondence, or jobs that the individual is predicted to be satisfactory at, will create groups of jobs that can be identified that the individual will be optimally work adjusted. In addition, the MIQ can assist with preparing for the counseling relationship through indicating high score values on particular items or assessing the impact of disability. Importantly, the MIQ may also help with identifying non-work activities with individuals struggling with disabilities that impede satisfying work experiences. Reliability is evaluated in 3 ways: internal consistency of scales, stability of MIQ scale scores over time, and the stability of MIQ profile over time. Results indicate that the MIQ is reliable to utilize in vocational rehabilitation and indicates that MIQ profiles are relatively stable up to a 1-year period of time, with MIQ profiles more stable than scale scores, suggesting that profile analysis is more beneficial for interpretation. Importantly, results indicate that the more logically consistent the response is, as indicated by the TCT score, the greater prediction of stability of the response pattern. Validity, or the demonstration that the instrument functions as it was intended to function by measuring vocational needs, was assessed several ways. Discriminant validity indicates that the MIQ scales measure a number of different dimensions. Therefore, new and useful information is contributed by each of the MIQ scales. In addition, results indicate that the MIQ is effective in differentiating among groups in a meaningful way, including between disabled and non-disabled, between different occupational groups, and between employed groups and pre-employed. Demographic information data was provided for the 4 largest groups of subjects: the vocational rehabilitation counselors, retail trade workers 1 and 2, and vocational rehabilitation clients. However, the group subjects of high school counselors, high school students, college students, low socioeconomic students, and vocational technical high school women reported no demographic information. Results indicated that sex was a factor related to scores on 15 of the MIQ scales and the TCT scores, with females scoring higher on achievement, activity, company policies and practices, co-workers, independence, social service, and working conditions. Males tend to score higher on advancement, authority, compensation, creativity, recognition, responsibility, security, social status, and supervision. Age was a factor in 11 MIQ scales, while education was a factor for 7 scales. In addition, marital status was a factor for 3 scales. Results indicated that individuals with different amount of work experience tend to have different levels of MIQ scale values. The overall scale values differed with differing work experiences, and the TCT scores tended to decrease with increasing work experience. The findings revealed that the differences in measured vocational needs are reflected by the MIQ among different groups, which should be different, therefore supporting evidence of validity. Based on the strengths of reliability and validity, the MIQ is a tool for measurement and recommended to assess an individual's vocational needs and satisfaction in occupations. The MIQ is also recommended to assist in the counseling environment with vocational planning.